Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're having an amazing day. Let's get right into the stories. The first story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Not Letting the Surrogate Family Touch My Stomach and Feel the Baby Move? So I'm a 24-year-old female currently 6 months pregnant as a surrogate for a family. Everything has been smooth sailing for the most part throughout this process, other than one thing. Even when I was pregnant with my daughter, I could not stand people touching my stomach. I don't understand the obsession with people touching pregnant bellies, but it bothers me when people try to do it. Anyways, the family I'm surrogating for has asked multiple times if they can touch my stomach or rub it and feel the baby move and kick. The wife stating that she's always wanted to experience feeling the kicking and moving baby. Now, for context, she can fully have children of her own. This surrogacy is a choice they made so as not to interfere with her career by being pregnant. She has a physically demanding job and doesn't want to risk anything happening to the baby or her career. She is a personal trainer. They have been constantly asking me to touch my stomach, and I always politely decline as it is uncomfortable for me. Well, while me and wife were at the baby appointment last week, she reached over and rubbed my stomach while talking to the doctor. I kindly asked her to stop touching my stomach, and she snapped at me and said I was ruining the experience for her, and it's her baby. She should be able to feel her kick. I snapped back and said that it may be her baby, but it's my body, and that if she really wanted to feel her baby kick, she should have gotten pregnant herself. I've gotten calls from her and her husband calling me an asshole for yelling at her for bonding with her child. My friends and parents are split on whether I'm an AH or not since it's their baby. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Comment said, not the asshole. It's your body. I can understand her desire. It's quite natural, but there's a signed contract, right? She asked and you declined. She doesn't get to do this when she's thinking you'd be too embarrassed to stop her. Suggestion: if you do this again, specify this and put it in a new contract. This isn't your first pregnancy, and you told your own family and friends it was a no. So you knew this. Another comment said, not the a-hole. There's nothing wrong with them wanting to experience feeling the baby kick, as this is their child. And there's nothing wrong with you not wanting to be touched. But your attitude is obnoxious. It's your body, your choice, but it seems dumb to not have realized that the parents would want to feel their baby kick as a way to connect and experience the whole thing. The next story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Calling Out Stepfamily's Dirty Laundry at Thanksgiving After They Criticized Me for Being Unmarried? I'm still getting crap from this from my family, so it's possible I may be a bit of an AH here. I'm a 29-year-old female. The players are my mom, stepdad, and 4 step-siblings, 35-year-old male, 37-year-old male, 40-year-old female, 42-year-old male, and their families. I'm the black sheep in that I'm the only one not married with kids, but that's my preference. I love living alone, I don't want kids, and having a partner just isn't that important to me. My family has been asking me when I'm going to get a boyfriend and settle down since I was 19, and the answer has always been, never. I was going to skip Thanksgiving, but my mom insisted that she wanted everyone home this year, if possible, so I went. It was the usual drill, but the youngest stepbrother and his wife are having another kid, so that was the big announcement. This was fine until the end of dinner. One of the relatives asked if I'm not anxious to have kids since I'm almost 30 and time is running out. I laughed and said, nah, I'm good. That led to one of the stepbrothers saying that every family needs an old maiden aunt, and some other comments I didn't appreciate. I said, let's move on, but my mom said, we're just worried about you. This is where I'm possibly the AH. I know all the family dirt, so I said, well, I'm the only person at this table that's not an alcoholic, a cheater, or constantly broke because I have more kids than I can afford. So I'm not the one to worry about. And that's how I brought Thanksgiving to a dead halt. But my texts are still radioactive. I feel like I was probably riding the line, and my mom says this has caused a lot of problems among the siblings, but also they kind of started it. Comment said, not the a-hole. Your family simply got back what they dished out. Your mom insisted you join them for Thanksgiving. That wasn't your plan or what you wanted, but you were a good soul and agreed. To make you feel welcome and happy to be with your family on a big holiday, your family started with the inappropriate comments and digs. Putting you on the spot with everyone watching, you asked them to stop, and then the mom who insisted on the family unity doubled down on the implied criticism. They played an unwanted family game with you and won unwanted prizes. On the upside, you may have a permanent pass from upcoming family gatherings. I'd take that as a win. Another comment says I'm going with not the a-hole because I think asking anyone about their procreation desires and then suggesting they're somehow wrong is incredibly rude and offensive. There's only so long someone can take that without biting back. The next story is titled, Am I the asshole for making my fiancé's family uncomfortable and playing dumb about it? I'm a 25-year-old male engaged to my amazing fiancée, Jessie, 24-year-old female. We met 6 years ago in college, and our relationship started off as friends, turned into more, and we got engaged 3 months ago. I have known her parents and siblings for 4 years and have grown to really like them in that time, especially in the last year when we got to spend more time together. Some background on me that they learned over this period. My dad died when I was 5 months old after an accident at work. When I was 12, my mom died suddenly, and I spent the remainder of my childhood in foster care because my only living family, my dad's parents, both had Alzheimer's and were in a nursing home together. Back to the main topic. Jessie and I got engaged, and the first thing her family wanted to do was throw us an engagement party. In the lead up to this, I met a few more extended family members who all seemed nice. Then the engagement party happened, and things took a major turn. My name became such a big topic of conversation. So I hear them talk about how silly it is for a grown man to be named Bowie. And surely, my real name is Bowen, and Bowie is just a nickname. And how crazy and cruel were parents to saddle a man with a juvenile name like Bowie. Then, one of Jessie's aunts asked me if I would be using a different, more mature, and more masculine name in our marriage. And I said, of course not, because it would not be my name. Then I got a bunch of questions from that aunt, as well as Jessie's parents and 2 of her uncles about my thoughts on the name, etc., and whether it was a good idea to use such a name as a married man. Then asking if I didn't feel strange about a name my parents probably picked as a cute name for a baby, but not for a grown man. That's when I said they need to head to the grave and ask my parents. Seeing as though I could not speak for their thought process and how it might not be easy to get an answer, with them being in the ground for 25 and 12.5 years respectively, but I'm sure my dead parents would love to hear their criticisms of my name. Jessie was at my side the entire time, and she was mad at her family, but I told her to be calm and I could handle it. So I had said all this to them, and I was cheerful, and then I continued on as if nothing happened. But Jessie's family was very uncomfortable with how I addressed them. But I played dumb and acted like nothing happened. After the party, they told Jessie I had been so rude to make them uncomfortable. She told them they had been judgmental a-holes. I told her parents that I hoped they would understand why they were inappropriate with her comments and questions and gave them a chance to let it go. They said I was rude and had clearly enjoyed it when I played dumb like I did, and I should apologize for making them uncomfortable. Jessie told them hell would be freezing over before I apologized for it. Am I the asshole? Comment said they weren't uncomfortable because your parents had passed. They were uncomfortable because they couldn't get a rise out of you or manipulate you by preying on your self-esteem. They weren't used to it and didn't know what to do. When they couldn't upset you over the name, they tried to upset you by telling you your reaction wasn't appropriate. They're searching for an insecurity to exploit so they have the upper hand, perhaps unconsciously. They're probably not bad people. They just want to have a button they can press when they feel their power slipping. Hopefully your partner sees how effective your matter-of-fact, non-emotional reaction was and follow suit. Hopefully her parents will see over time that family relationships with a mutual respect dynamic can work too. Another comment said, NTA, well played, OP. You took an extremely upsetting and insensitive situation brought on by your future in-laws family and served them each a full helping of crow to chow down on. I applaud your efforts. Well done indeed. No apology necessary from you. The next story is titled, Am I the asshole for refusing to spend Christmas with my family because my sister will be there? First, let me start by saying this. I love my sister. I understand she is not responsible for her actions, and I don't want to see anyone bad-mouthing her in the comments. I'm a 24-year-old female, have been married to my husband, 23-year-old male, for 2 years now, dating for 4. After the first Christmas he spent with my family, I did my best to avoid spending the holidays with them. We usually make the excuse that my husband is an only child and go visit his parents. When my sister, who is a 34-year-old female, was 17 years old, she was in a horrific car accident. She was in a coma for 3 weeks, spent months in physical and speech therapy, and worst of all, ended up suffering from what the doctors say is hypersexuality. I won't go into details, but some of her behaviors are not suited for the public, and they are not voluntary. The doctors tried multiple meds and she is still in therapy, but nothing seems to work. It cost my sister almost all her friends, multiple jobs, and she is unable to have a meaningful relationship so far. The thing is, whenever my husband visits, it seems to get worse. My husband is attractive, and it's obvious she is attracted to him. Neither of us blames her for that, but if we spend any extended period with her, things become very uncomfortable. This year, my in-laws are going to be in Europe during Christmas, so my parents were very excited, thinking we would be spending it with them. I ended up telling them that we would be spending it on our own, but that I will be visiting Christmas Day for a couple of hours. They were upset, kept insisting to know why we avoid them. I finally said we did not want to spend the whole holiday trying to redirect my sister's behavior or trying to dispel the awkwardness when we couldn't. They called me an ableist AH. Then they went and told my sister what I said, and now she is crying, saying that I was just like everyone else, that I was also slut-shaming her, even though I know she doesn't do it on purpose. So am I the asshole for not spending Christmas with them? Comment said, not the a-hole. I think you need to add something. You've commented into the post. You said in a comment that she starts masturbating while staring at him. That is so not okay, and you are doing the right thing by not subjecting him to that. It isn't ableist to not want to be in that situation. Another comment said, not the a-hole. If my brother had a disability that caused him to swing hammers at my wife's head, I wouldn't blame him, but I'm certainly not putting my wife in prime swinging territory. The last story is titled, Entitled Mother, Child Proofs, a Private Mountain Bike Trail. So this happened a while ago in a small town in the middle of nowhere. It's a community-built network of mountain bike trails that the community helps maintain and build more trails to ride on for our enjoyment. The trails started in my cousin's backyard, and before, he was the only one involved. So the trails were very small, but soon he got many of his neighbors involved to help maintain and build more trails, and it became a decent-sized network of trails. Since it is his private property, he requests people ask before they go on his trails, and he lets most people in. One day, we wanted to ride on a downhill trail with many cool features, things like jumps, logs to hop over, homemade skinny bridge out of wood planks, drops, and much more. This day, there was a sign planted into the ground on the entrance of the trail saying, "Reserved for Karen and her family." At first, we thought this was very entitled and rude, just barging into his property and blocking it off from the owners, but we saw them with shovels and wheelbarrows and realized they were helping us maintain the trail. Fair enough, it could use some maintenance, so it was kind of them to be helping us without being asked. Little did we know this was the complete opposite. Let's introduce the cast. EM, entitled Mom. EK, entitled Kid. C, Cousin. OP, me. So we spent the next few hours riding the other trails and finally decided that we should give them some beers for helping us out. So we returned to my cousin's house and grabbed some from the fridge and head back up and go past her sign. We start to go down, but she runs up to us and starts yelling. EM. Hey, where are you going past that sign? It's clearly reserved for me and my angel. C. Oh, we just wanted to give you some beers for helping us maintain the trail. EM. It's reserved for me. Get out. C. I own this. You are on my private property. EM. No, this is public. My angel's friends all come here every day. Now, this could be true. My cousin has allowed many school children to ride on his trails after school, but... See, this is my private property. I do let many people ride my trails if they want to help sometimes, and I certainly do not remember inviting you. Please leave. Well, I did help you with your trails. Look, I child-proof them. She points to the trail, and we suddenly realize what she had done. She had flattened out jumps, removed logs, removed the skinny bridge along with everything else that makes a mountain bike trail fun. It's just a slight downhill path, not to mention how she cut down several trees, making it impossible to get hurt. EK was also there, riding down the lame hill with a regular Walmart bike, going back up it with stairs made by breaking the skinny bridge. An entire summer worth of work turned into an idiot-friendly bike hill with nothing special. C. Excuse me, what the hell have you done? EM. Don't be yelling at me. You were the one who built a hazardous merry-go-round. I have no idea what she was saying. C. Yeah, that's the whole point of mountain biking, to do fun things like this. But you, without permission, went on my property and broke things. What is wrong with you? EM. I'm making it safe for you. C. Okay, well, I'm going to call the cops. At this point, she realized how dumb she was and decided to back off, never to be seen again. A part of me wanted this to escalate for a better story to tell, but we never ended up calling the cops. It ended up taking several days to get it back to its original form, but it will never be as fun. Thank you for watching. I would really appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'll see you again tomorrow.